today I'm going to take you step by step to see how to prepare bhakris. Now I use a mixture of jowar, bajra and nachni. I store this, get it ground in the mill and store it in a nice steel dabba. So I'll just show you the mixture. This is how I store it. So I just buy the grains about 1 kg each, get it ground and then mix the three flours together. So now I'm making two bhakri. So I've taken 2 cups of the bhakri flour and I'm going to add salt to taste. Then I'm going to mix it together. Now I'm going to just use some hot water. So I just heat the hot water in my microwave and just, add a little at a time and mix it. Now what we're looking for is a very firm, not a soft dough like when we make polis or chapatis, our dough is very flexible and very soft. So this has a completely different consistency. When you keep on adding a little water at a time, first it feels very very dry, but as you add the water you should get a kind of a thick clay kind of consistency. After you have kneaded the dough, it should feel like thick clay. So, if you're just a beginner and you really want to learn how to make bhakris, it is a question of practice. And, don't give up, just keep practicing. Even I started that way and now I just love eating bhakris and it's a much healthier option too. So just add a little water at a time. If your water is more, then add a little bit of flour. If you find that it's very, very dry, then keep adding a little hot water. But you have to add hot water and just keep, getting all the flour together like this. It shouldn't be too dry. It shouldn't be too wet. It should just feel like a very firm kind of consistency, like thick, firm clay. Like, how if you're going to make a clay pot or, if you have in the past, so you know what I'm talking about, the consistency. It should be very very thick and not a soft dough. Once you get you're used to bhakris, you just don't want to eat chapatis and poris anymore. It's just so addictive. And I love using these three flours together. It's it's really very very tasty. So now just knead the dough. That's the main part of it. And now my dough is ready. So I've kept my pan or my tawa to heat up on a low to medium flame. Now I'm going to divide the dough into 2 equal halves. And I'm just going to press it down like this. Okay. So you can see the consistency. It's a kind of very, very firm, very, very thick. So now I've taken my rolling board. I'm just going to apply a little bit of that bhakri powder, on the board because it makes it easier for us to roll the bhakri. So just coat the dough with a little bit of flour. And now just start, thinning out the edges with your fingers like this. And now, because you've got flour on the base of your, on the below the bhakri or on the rolling board, it becomes very easy to just turn it like this. So just keep turning it with your fingers like this, the tips of your fingers. See that the edges don't tear up. If they do, just join them together like that. And just thin it out as much as you can with your hands like this. Now just for a smoother finish, I'm just going to use my rolling pin, but be very, very gentle. See that it doesn't break. Keep lifting it up a little bit so that you know that it doesn't stick. It hasn't stuck to the, the rolling board. And always join the edges together. So every time the edges break like this, just connect them together and press them down. So now I'm going to use my ulatna or this flat spatula just to loosen up the bhakri from the rolling pin. So it's easier for me to lift it up and put it onto my tawa or pan. Now the pan is nice and hot. So I'm going to increase the flame to medium, and then I'm going to gently lift the bhakri and put it onto the pan. Now I'm going to use some water. You can use the same hot water that you used and just brush it. You can use your hands too, but I'm more comfortable with using this brush. So just brush some water onto the top of the bhakri like this. Not too much water, not too less. Also just brush it gently. And now we're going to wait for the water to completely dry up on top of the bhakri. So my flame is between low to medium. Now I'm going to show you this, in actual time. I'm not going to fast forward the first bhakri because if you're just a learner and a beginner, this will be really helpful. Now you will see that the water on the surface has completely dried up. So I'm going to just turn the bhakri. It will look like this, like you'll have these little brownish or blackish kind of patches everywhere. Now we're going to cook the other side also really, really well. Now try to use a tawa like this. This is my Hawkins Futura brand. I'll leave a link. It's in my Amazon storefront. Or just go into the pots and pans section of my Amazon storefront. You'll find this tawa over there. You'll find my dosa tawa that I use for most of my recipes. Like I recently put up ragda patties. So many people are asking me about the tawa. It's all there in my Amazon storefront. Just go to the pots and pans section. And this tawa, it's really nice to use to make chapatis, polis, kavan. Okay, now I've turned it over and now I'm just going to put it directly using a pair of tongs onto the flame, and you can see how it's nicely fluffing up a bit. It doesn't have to completely fluff up like a fulka, but it'll fluff up a bit. So just roast it really, really well, and then just take it out onto your plate and just drizzle some lovely ghee or toop or clarified butter. And that's it, friends. This amazing, healthy, delicious kind of, hand bread is ready. And you can enjoy this with so many recipes like pitla, zunka, or even some chicken sukha. The list is endless. But do give it a try. And I'll show you one more in a faster mode. So I hope you all do give this recipe a try. And let me know in the comments section how your bhakris turned out. At first, you might not really get it right. I didn't. I used to get like rock hard bhakris when I just started, but I didn't give up and I kept making it every day. And with practice, I can make much better bhakris than I could before. And it's a much healthier option. I love eating them, and I know I just feel it's much. I feel much more lighter eating these bhakris rather than eating rice or chapatis and poris. I mean, it's my personal choice, but I really do like it. So give this a try, guys, and I'll catch you soon in my next recipe.
I hope you like today's recipe as well as today's video, and if you would like to see more videos like this, then don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up. Also by clicking the thumbs up icon. Also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and become a part of Akshata's recipes. Once you have subscribed, there is a small little bell icon that will pop up, so just click on that. That way whenever I put up a new recipe or a new video, you'll get a message for the same. So on that note, I'll say bye and I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshata saying bye, take care, stay healthy, stay fit, be kind and loving to one another. So till we meet again, bye.